So yesterday we have discussed about the first order low pass filter. Today we are going to discuss about second order low pass filter. And one more clarity I wanted to give. See here in the low pass filter, why this the low pass filter is going to allow only the low pass signal? Why not the high pass signal is? Say we have a basic feature of capacitor that it is going to allow the high frequency signals, that is AC signals. AC signals are frequency signals, and they are not going to allow DC. So here, what happens if signal is being transmitted here, and whatever the signal input signal we are having, it is transmitted at this point. See, when it comes to when it get passes through this, suppose let us assume this signal is having it might be having any set of frequencies. We don't know, but here when it comes to this point, the resistance which is offered by this op amp will be greater than the resistance which is the resistance, yeah, greater than the resistance which is offered by the capacitance. That means for AC signal, this capacitor is going to act like short circuit, which we already know. So now what happens? High frequency signal, for high frequency signal, the capacitor is going to act like short circuit. So all the high frequency signal will go to the ground. So the remaining low frequency signal which will be passed through this op amp. So we'll be getting the output. This is what actually happens. I'll repeat it again. Whenever you are passing a signal, during that time, if the frequency, because we have the formula f is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC, that shows that frequency and capacitance are inversely proportional to each other. When frequency increases, automatically capacitance drops. That is what we have the relation. So when you are giving high frequency signal at this point, during that time, the same signal if it comes here, so for the during that case, the capacitor will be very much minimum. For that, the capacitor acts as a short circuit. So now for the signal, it is this is going to offer more resistance compared to this. So we know that signal always takes least resistance path. So the high frequency signal will go here only, such that the high frequency signal will not go through this. So in the next phase, suppose if you are allowing, if you are changing the frequency and the frequency is less. When the frequency is lesser, automatically you know that F is less, automatically capacitance increases. Capacitance increases means automatically its reactance increases. Since they are inversely proportional to each other. So when the reactance of the capacitance increases, during that time, for the low frequency signal, this path will be offered, if this path will be offering high resistance compared to this. So now what happens? The current, the signal will go here, and because of that, finally, we will be getting the output across this. So this low pass filter is going to pass lower frequency signal, and it is going to bypass the high frequency signal through this capacitor. That's why the capacitor is connected in parallel. So all the high frequency signal will go here. The arrow mark is shown here. No? All the high frequency signal will go here. Only the lower frequency signal will go here. So due to this characteristic, because of this RC component, whatever we are having, we are possible to filter the higher frequency signal and allow lower frequency signal. And sometimes even this first order active low pass filter will also be called as Butterworth filter. So the question arises why it is called Butterworth filter. See, the speciality of this Butterworth filters are, so whenever you are going to consider this Butterworth, there are different types of filter, Butterworth filter, Chebyshev filter. So there are different kinds of filter. So in that we are choosing Butterworth filter because these Butterworth filters, they are going to produce almost flat responses. That is, frequency response will be flat. You have seen that the frequency response will be flat in the low frequency. After that, it will be steep going. The gain will be keep on reducing. That flatness is obtained because of the Butterworth filters. So that kind of the filtering. So in that kind of category, we'll be having R and C pairs. So in other kind of filters, they'll be using the double resistance, single capacitance, double inductor, single capacitance, like that. So in that we are using RC pair. Okay. So the frequency response will be flat such that the gain will be constant. At the same time, when we want one more thing to be done, see here, when we look into the frequency response, see this is flat. So the frequency, the gain is flat. After that also, when the frequency is getting entered to the higher frequency range, the frequency suddenly the gain should not go to zero. The gain should not go to zero. It has to slowly, it has to decrease. The gain has to decrease towards zero. So if it is going suddenly to the zero, that might affect the operation of the device. So that's why for different kind of application, we might not preferably or prefer the gain should be suddenly zero. So we want the gain should be slowly decreasing. So this steep we want, slow steep we want. So that's why we go for Butterworth filter. Okay. So to get flat and to get steep, we are going for Butterworth filter. And also this we will be taking, even in the lamps we'll be doing by taking 1 by root 2 times of the gain. Suppose your gain you have not converted into whatever the values you have got, if you are not converted into the decibels, then you'll be taking 1 by root 2 times the value, maximum value. If you have already converted the values into decibels, then you will take 3 dB downwards. When you take 3 dB downwards, so you can see that the bandwidth is going to increase. So when bandwidth is going to increase, automatically what happens? The the occupancy increases. See, based upon the bandwidth only, you are going to tell how many number of customers can be occupied with the bandwidth, or how many number of signals can be transmitted. So more the bandwidth, more the signal can be transmitted. So here we are just compromising with, see, 7.707 means it is 70.7%. If you convert this to 70%, in terms of percentage, it is just 70.7%. So almost we are having we are having 70% of the gain. That means we are okay with the slightly by compromising with the quality of the, I mean, reducing in the gain means we are just slightly compromising with the quality. When you are slightly compromising with the quality, what happens? You are able to occupy more bandwidth. When you are able to occupy more bandwidth, automatically you'll have more space in the channel to transmit the signal. That is the reason why we are going for this 1 by root 2 times or 3 dB downwards. And also there is one more reason. Always the noise, whatever it is present in the signal, it is usually occupied in the peak levels, in the sense peak voltage amplitude levels, the noise will be occupied. Say as soon as you are going to reduce the gain, so automatically the noise which are occupied on the peak levels of the signals, that will be waved off. So you will be removing, or you will be avoiding those avoiding those amplitude. So because of that, what happens? The noise will also be reduced. So we are having two advantage. One is bandwidth is increasing, or other one is we are decreasing the noise. For this purpose, we are going for this 3 dB downwards or 70.7% gain. This is one of the Viva question, as well as it will be asked in, if you go for any interviews in future. Okay, this is about the low pass filter. The rest of the things is we have discussed yesterday only. After this, the second order low pass filter. Say second order low pass filter. Second order means you'll have two RC pair. You have RC here, you have one more RC here. So two RC you'll be having. So that is second order low pass filter. So the first order can be converted to second order by just adding an extra RC network as shown. The frequency response of the second order low pass Butterworth filter is identical to first order low pass Butterworth, except that the gain at the stop rolls off at faster rate. The roll off rate is 40 dB per decade, which is twice the first order filter. So we here there it was 20 decibel per decade. So one decade means 10. So because you know that in simulograph sheet also the decade measurement you are seeing for every 10 decades you are going to measure, you are going to consider the frequencies. So here the roll off rate will be 40 dB per decade. So here even this is also Butterworth filter only. So we are using two RC pairs, and here for this analysis of the second order low pass filter, you have one derivation. Um, uh, it can be asked also. We don't know. Till now it is not asked, but it can be asked this time. So let us study it anyhow. It is just a mathematical based analysis. There is nothing much technical into this, just substitution, all those things. So we are going to take this part. So this part of the circuit we are going to take. So we are having two RC and we are going to take this and we are going to find out the frequency formula. The frequency formula is F is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC. So the same frequency formula we are going to derive by considering this circuit. So according to your the network analysis, uh, uh, we already you think you know already how to write the S domain features. So in the network analysis, you have already studied this, how to write the S domain factors. So this is resistance, capacitance you are having. So we have taken this one, this as input, and this is the output which is given to the non-inverting terminal of the op amp. R2, here the current is come input current I1, and the one which is going here is I2. So this is taken as 1 by S C2, this is taken as 1 by S C3, this is R3, this is VA, and this is V1. Now we are applying KCL at VA. At this point, we are going to apply Kirchhoff current law. So according to the Kirchhoff current law, the current entering is equal to current leaving. So I1, here there will be I3. The current through R3 will be I3. So current entering is equal to current leaving. I1 is equal to I2 plus I3. So after that, we write the current in terms of voltage and resistance. So just here, since we are having V in, because the current I is coming from V in and VA, V in minus VA by R2, and again VA minus V naught by 1 by S C2, and coming to this one, similarly VA minus V1 by R3. Again, by voltage divider rule, we can write, see here, our main intention is to know what is the voltage which is applied to the non-inverting terminal. So in order to know what is the voltage applied to non-inverting terminal, we want to know what is this voltage V1. So the voltage across V1 is, so if you see the voltage across V1 is the voltage what we have across this part. Okay. So in order to find, and you can see that all these are parallel branches, which they are connected in parallel branch format. So when it is in parallel branch format, obviously you know that we have to apply voltage divider rule to find the voltage across a particular branch. If we consider the voltage V1, obviously the voltage V1 is the same voltage what we have across this capacitor. So now in order to find the voltage across V1, we apply voltage divider rule. So where we take for this the main voltage will be acting like as VA, because at VA is the nearby voltage, the junction we are having. So we consider VA as our main voltage source. So VA into, so where we want to find? We want to find the voltage across this one. So we found and divided by sum of the resistance. So sum of the resistance is this resistance as well as this resistance we are taking. So that is how we apply voltage divider rule. And after that, we simplify it, we get V1. And also we can rewrite for VA also. Now after that, we are just substituting these equations. So equation in 6.9. So in this equation, we are the KCL equation, whatever we have, in this we are going to substitute this VA value. After that, we just substitute VA value, whatever we have got in the place of VA, we keep on substituting the values, and we just keep on simplifying this. The rest of the thing is simplification. So whatever it is there, we are just going to simplify it. And once it is simplified, and we are going to rearrange it to get the equation for V1. And now, after getting equation for V1, so we have the formula for non-inverting mode of configuration or non-inverting amplifier as V0 is equal to AF into V1. That is gain into input voltage. So here the input voltage is V1. So to this non-inverting term, since it is a non-inverting op amp, the input given to the positive terminal is V1. So V1 into gain, and gain is 1 plus RF by R1 since it is non-inverting op amp. So after that, just substitute V1, whatever we have got here, that you have to substitute in the place of V1. And we are further simplifying it, and we are going to arrive to this format in the form of, we have to get an equation in the form of A square S and the constant value. It is just like ax square plus bx plus c. In that format, we have to get, and we are going to compare that with the standard transfer function. So the standard form of transfer function is this one. So this is standard form. This is the standard form we are having. This you have to remember. This is the standard form, and this is the symbol which is used for damping factor. So damping factor is nothing but say how much at how much rate the amplitude is going to reduce in when the frequency or signal is being generated, to how the amplitude level is getting attenuated or getting reduced. That is being told by damping factor. So how, in what proportion the voltage is going to reduce. So that is defined by the damping factor. And here we are just going to compare this entire equation with respect to this equation, and we'll be able to find S square. When I compare with S square, it is same, and when I compare this with respect to this, S is there, S is there. So, and the remaining term we are going to compare with this, and here this one we are going to compare with omega n square. So now we will consider we will consider omega n square, because omega n is the angular frequency, and that is the natural frequency of oscillation. And here we are more bothered about finding out the frequency. So here we consider this part and this part. We are going to consider these two part, and we are going to compare. So we get omega n square is equal to 1 divided by R2, R3, C2, C3. So when, and you know that omega means 2 pi f, and it is angular frequency. And here we are going to represent it as higher frequency only. Can anyone tell me, even though we are dealing with lower frequencies, why we are taking up FH? Why we are taking FH? Even though we are talking about low frequency or low pass filter, why we are taking FH? Why not FL? Nobody. No idea. Namita?
So it's the higher cutoff frequency.
Yeah, higher cutoff frequency, fine. But why we are considering higher cutoff frequency here?
Is it because that's the maximum, sir?
Yes. That is the maximum frequency that can be allowed. After that, frequency, it should not be allowed. That is the maximum. That is because FH, that is the starting point of the higher frequency. If you take from 50 kilohertz, your higher cutoff frequency, higher frequency is going to start. Then 50 kilohertz is your FH. Till that, remaining thing is what? Lower frequencies. So you have to allow only till that particular frequency. That's why we are using. So FH is nothing but the required cutoff frequency. So that is the frequency you have to cut off. So that is the maximum point you can allow. So for second order low pass Butterworth response, the voltage gain equation is V naught by V in AF by root of 1 plus F by FH to the power of 4. So just you have to see the difference. There it was square, here it is to the power of 4. Okay, second order it is to the power of 4. The first order it was to the power of 2. And here F to FH indicates that the frequency, this is F and this is FH. This indicates that the frequency should be allowed from F to FH. This is the cutoff frequency. Till this frequency, you should have maximum gain such that you'll be allowed, the op-amp is going to allow that frequency. Okay, after that, we should not allow the frequency, that will become stop band. So automatically what they'll be doing is they'll be decreasing the gain. Okay, even though I told it should be slowly decreased, it doesn't mean that it should have a lot of delay. It should decrease with respect to in terms of decade, that is in terms of 10 dB, it has to decrease, but it should not suddenly go to 0. Okay, so but in ideal case, when someone will ask you to write an ideal frequency response, then we'll write it as a rectangular form only. I think you might have already come across this kind of thing in your signals. I don't know. So ideally it will be like this, but practically it will take a lot of time to steep down or go to 0. So procedure is again design procedure. See, in the last two modules, what we have is in LIC only, linear integrated circuit. Here design procedure is very, very important. Step by step you have to write. They can ask you the problem or they can ask you design procedure. If you know this design procedure, you can write, you can do any problem. So they will not twist anything. In problem, there will be no twist at all. But if you should know the design procedure. So these are the steps you have to follow. For all the problems, same procedure. You have to know this procedure. So choose a value of cutoff frequency FH. After that, to simplify the design, choose R2, R3, R is equal to R, C2, C3 is equal to C. Then choose the capacitor, and capacitor value you have to choose. C should be lesser than or equal to 1 microfarad. Any frequency, any capacitor value you can choose. After that, FH is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi root of R2, R3, C2, C3. Because of equal resistance values, R2 is equal to R3 and C2 is equal to C3, the passband gain is AF of 1 plus RF by R1 of second order low pass will be 1.586. Then AF is equal to 1.586 is equal to 1 plus RF by R1. So RF is equal to 0.856 R1. Hence choose the value R1 lesser than or equal to 100 kilo ohm, and after that you calculate RF. This is the design procedure you have to follow. The same way, say C is equal to 0.01 microfarad. Yes, they have given in the problem, they have given 0.01 microfarad. Take that one only. So after that, do the same procedure. R2, R3 will be same. That you should, the same design procedure, whatever we have followed there. And if they're asking transfer function, the voltage transfer function, then you have to use this formula. Okay, voltage transfer function means output by input and gain by root of 1 plus F by Fh to the power of 4. So whenever you will be having second order, then 4 will come. Whenever you are having first order, you will be having 2. Okay, here it is mentioned that it is a second order. There you have to take to the power of 4. So afterwards, you have to write the diagram. Okay. Afterwards, we have a high pass Butterworth filter. So it is just the opposite. High pass and low pass, they are just opposite to each other. So in low pass, we were allowing low frequency signal to pass. In high pass Butterworth filter, higher frequency will be allowed and lower frequency will be not allowed. Can anyone analyze this circuit and tell me how it works? I've already explained low frequency. Can anyone analyze this? What might happen in this? Prajwal is there? Prajwal is absent.
Sir, I'm there, sir.
Analyze this. I have told you how actually the resistance, capacitance plays the important role in allowing the frequencies. You should interact, no? If you're simply sitting, even I feel bored. You should interact. You should stop me somewhere if you're not understood, or answer whenever I ask questions. Otherwise, it will be boring. Already, I don't know how much you are interested, but at the same time, there'll be no interest at all in the subject. Anyhow, you have to pass the subject, and it is also a subject which is in GATE, which is uh, in all domain. It is a domain subject. Even in the placements, they'll ask. Today, I'll share you one PDF. What are the subjects which will be asked for different companies? You'll come to know how electronic devices, unlock circuits, integrated circuits are important. These are the main subjects that are required. Again, you cannot study in your 6 and or 8 7 There is a company I have told many times. There is a company called CoCubes. They handle around 80 to 90% of the companies interviews they are going to handle. They have shared me the domains, the domain subjects, what they consider while drafting the questions. So I'll share you. You'll come to know the importance. Rather than I'm keep on telling you have to concentrate, you have to concentrate. You'll come to know. See, when we are doing it now, please concentrate now only. Rather than see, you cannot restudy again, and at the same time, you cannot study to this extent later on. Try to analyze the things. Analysis is required. Yes, Prajwal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me, Prajwal. I heard that you show a lot of interest in control system. I don't know why you are kept quiet in unlock circuit.
Nothing like that, sir.
Daily you are calling madam and asking doubts, lot of doubts I heard. Even
Nothing like that, sir.
Even Shreyas also is keeping quiet in AC class. Yeah, tell me. Leah is there?
Yes, sir.
Can you analyze? I had told no in the beginning. Today's class only I told something about the first order low pass filter. Why it is going to allow low frequency? No one. Hema?
Sir,
Sir, is it because reactance of the capacitor will be very high, sir?
Where? Here.
Like Sir, until the cutoff frequency is reached, the reactance of the capacitor will be high. Is it the reason, sir?
Yeah, that is the reason actually. But here we are talking about high frequency, I'm just asking you how actually this capacitor is going to behave for high frequencies.
It should be low capacitance because it's inversely proportional to frequency.
So here what happens is, if you are giving low frequency signal here, what happens is this capacitor is not going to allow, or if there is any signal during that time, what happens, all the lower frequencies will go to the ground. And since you know that this capacitor is going to act as short circuit for higher frequencies, all the higher frequencies will go to the op amp. Only the lower frequencies will be allowed to go to the resistance towards the ground. And for higher frequencies, the capacitor is going to allow it because it is going to act as short circuit. For higher frequencies, it acts as short circuit because F is inversely proportional to C. When F increases, automatically C decreases. When C decreases, reactance decreases. When reactance decreases, capacitance is going to allow the the frequencies, higher frequencies. That's why in this kind of circuit, it is just going to allow lower frequencies, and it is not going to allow higher frequencies, and it is not going to allow lower frequencies. If suppose some frequencies which are very near to higher frequencies are allowed, that will be again filtered out through this resistance, and it will go to ground. So only higher frequencies will be allowed to pass through the op amp. So again, the mathematical analysis for this is equal to V in. So this is the point we are going to consider, and V in R minus J XC. Since we are interested to know what is the value of the input we are going to get at this particular junction. So, and we know that the voltage what we have at this point will be equal to the voltage across this resistance. So we write voltage divider rule. VI is equal to V in into resistance by sum of the resistance. Sum of the resistance is this two. R, since we are to take the reactance, minus JXC. So minus JXC we are taking. Again, same procedure what we did for first order. Take out minus JXC outside, and my J is nothing but minus 1 by J. So keep on replacing this. The same steps we are going to do. After that, we are going to consider just in the F and FL. So this indicates that the frequency will be the upper cutoff frequencies should be allowed only after FL. So after that, it should not allow. So FL is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. That indicates this is the frequency after which the op amp has to allow the signal. So again, it's a non-inverting op amp, 1 plus RF by R1. So A into F by FL, root of 1 plus F by FL square. Since it is the first order, we are having square. If it comes second order, it will be to the power of 4. And these are all the same things. I'll not be repeating it again. Whatever we had for first order low pass filter, the same thing we have for first order high pass filter. Same things. Only the here, as you know, it is in terms of 20 dB per decade we have. For second order, we'll be having 40 dB per decade. This is the stop band, this is the pass band. Again, we'll take 3 dB downwards. The same frequency response we'll be having. And again, the same thing. Choose the resistance value less than 1 microfarad, and it is 1 by 2 pi RC. So again, op amp's gain is 1 plus RF by R1. First order should be less than 1 microfarad. Usually we choose 0.01 microfarad capacitor. If they are given the capacitor value, consider that. If they are not given the capacitor value, consider 0.01 microfarad. And after that, resistance value you are going to find the same based upon the design procedure. High pass filters are used in audio amplifier, used in speakers or equalizers to reduce the low frequency noise. Second order. So in second order, so we had this RC, and again one more RC. You have two RCs RC network you will be having. And again the same thing, it is also a Butterworth filter. It is going to give flat response, and you can see that you are having to the power of 4 since it is second order. And also it is not 1 by 2 pi RC, it is root of R2 R3 C2 C3. If R2 R3 is same and C2 C3 is same, then it will be 1 divided by 2 pi RC. Again, the gain, everything will be same because the gain is mainly with respect to the op amp. So obviously the gain will be same. What we had in second order low pass filter, the same gain will be having in second order high pass filter. The methodology, everything is same we are having. And they might ask sometimes they'll give you the values and they'll ask you, they'll give you the range also, starting from 100 hertz to some 1 megahertz or anything. So for different values of frequency, plot. So if they ask you to plot, then whatever you have done in the lab, no, the same thing you have to do. Gain V0 by V in, and you have to keep on calculating it and convert that into decibel. So by 20 log of V0 by V in, convert that and plot that in the same log graph sheet, and you'll get the graph. And take 3 dB downwards and mark the higher cutoff frequencies, the lower cutoff frequency from which the higher frequency will start. So this is about the second order low pass filter. So after this we are having high pass. After this we are having band pass and band rejection filter. 2 more filters are